One of the things that we love about entrepreneurship is it's like there's tons of failures along the way. What are the some of the biggest, what's like the biggest mistake that you think you made early on that you kind of have learned from?
My own personal time management, particularly, I've always been a doer. I've always been a like, I'm just going to get in there and just work really, really, really hard and just get everything done. And as a founder and someone who now needs to have the future vision and make all of these decisions, um, I can't operate in the exact same way that I used to. And I think managing my time, and that could be managing my time with the wrong hires. That could be managing my time with doing things urgent or like less than important things than actually what's the most important thing that might be more ambiguous. That might be managing my time just like neglecting my own mental health, because then you're unable to operate to your fullest capacity. And I've been definitely still a day-to-day challenge, but I think that was really tough for me to be like, oh, shiznit, I need help. I need help kind of managing all of these things. I need to change my calendar, and I really need to do this very intentionally, because otherwise I'm not going to be able to give the things that I can uniquely give to things like to my team of what they need me to do, which is like create a great product.
Yeah. And I think that's one of the hardest things for founders is this notion of, the idea that you need to trust other people to do parts of the job that they need to do. Otherwise, you don't really have an ability to scale and you feel like you need to do things all yourself. Um, what do you think makes you sort of like uniquely qualified to be a founder? Like, what's your superpower? Like, what are like, what kind of advice would you give people on like, again, like starting a company and sort of the unique perspective you have now after having started one?
Yeah. So I think my unique superpower is I have a discipline of the product development process. Like, so I know I'm an inherently like very creative person, who also understands logic and logistics and being able to break things down into small shippable chunks because I've been a product manager for so long. And that taking a big fuzzy vision that may or may not be like, we're going to deliver on this like in the next 2 weeks versus like, we might deliver on this in a year. How do we get to that vision, make it concrete, and then break that down into small shippable chunks so we can iterate towards it? Understanding the mechanics of that really allows you to delegate effectively, because you can kind of set the end goal and you can set expectations for what something is clearly supposed to look like. You can set, based on that vision, success metrics of like, hey, we were successful if we do this, this, and this. And that skill of learning the discipline of taking a product, like building a product, as I think really helpful for a founder, particularly when you're trying to build a team. And thinking about when you're setting expectations, the discipline of management, right? Because as you're trying to delegate to get to that end goal, you're going to need to do some key things around your team, which is manage them effectively. And that in and of itself a skill. So yeah, I think that would be really helpful for founders.